Have you ever wondered why the powerful, mischievous genie Hoopa was secretly crying behind a lonely sand dune, clutching an old, dusty brass lamp? What was the one thing this magical, ring-wielding Pokémon wanted more than anything else, but its own cosmic wishes could never buy? Welcome to the peaceful desert oasis of the Paseo region, where the sand is cool to the touch and glows like crushed silver under a massive, sleepy moon. Tonight, our little friend Pikachu is curled up next to a gently crackling campfire, holding a warm, sweet pecha berry that smells exactly like summer rain. Everything is perfectly calm, yet a strange, soft sobbing sound drifts on the evening breeze, drawing Pikachu away from the warm fire and toward a glowing, crystalline cavern hidden in the dunes. Inside this magnificent cave of wonders, a faint purple mist floats in the air, smelling faintly of sweet lavender and old mysteries. Pikachu's little paws tread lightly on the cool sand until his foot bumps against a heavy, antique object half buried in the ground. It is an ancient brass lamp, dull from years of neglect but buzzing with a strange, friendly warmth. As Pikachu uses his fluffy tail to brush away the thick layer of dust, the lamp begins to shake, and a shower of brilliant, harmless golden sparkles bursts into the air. But as the magical mist clears to reveal the legendary genie Hoopa floating inside the cave, Pikachu notices something heartbreaking. Despite having the power to bend reality itself, Hoopa's large, round eyes are filled with heavy tears. What could possibly make a wish-granting Pokémon so incredibly sad, and what dangerous secret is hidden inside the very lamp Pikachu just uncovered? Hoopa wiped its eyes with a tiny paw and forced a little giggle, its golden hoops floating lazily in the air as it tried to hide its sadness. With a cheerful spin, the magical genie announced that Pikachu had officially earned 3 grand wishes, promising that anything Pikachu's heart desired could come true in the blink of an eye. Pikachu tilted his head, his long ears twitching as he looked from the brilliant, glowing rings to the lonely brass lamp resting on the sand. Pikachu didn't want mountains of gold or endless piles of rare candy. He just wanted to understand why his new friend was so unhappy. But before Pikachu could ask, a chilly desert wind howled outside the cave, threatening to blow out their warm campfire back at the oasis. For his very first wish, Pikachu pointed out toward the dark dunes and smiled, wishing for a cozy, safe ride back to their campsite. Hoopa's face lit up with excitement at the chance to show off its incredible cosmic powers. With a dramatic flourish of its arms, Hoopa called upon a magical, glowing flying carpet woven from the softest, fluffiest cottony wool imaginable. The carpet hovered gently in the air, radiating a gentle warmth that made Pikachu feel instantly relaxed as he climbed aboard. Hoopa hopped on next to him, proudly gripping the edges and promising a smooth, majestic flight across the starry desert sky. But as the carpet lifted off the ground and began to glide out of the magnificent cave, Pikachu noticed a strange, dark cloud swirling rapidly in the distance. The journey home was supposed to be easy, but a clumsy mistake by the overexcited genie was about to turn their peaceful nighttime flight into a wild, wholesome disaster. What was about to go wrong with Hoopa's magic, and would they ever make it back to the safety of their camp? As the fluffy carpet glided higher into the starry night, Hoopa decided to show off by making the magic ride do a spectacular loop-de-loop. But the little genie got dizzy halfway through the spin, losing its focus and accidentally waving its arms completely backwards. In a flash of chaotic purple light, Hoopa accidentally conjured a giant, fresh loaf of bread right where the carpet's steering controls should have been. The carpet began to fly sideways, tilting dangerously as the sweet smell of warm crust filled the air. Panicking, Hoopa tried to cast another spell to fix the mistake, but instead, its head got wholesomely stuck right inside a large, hollow spear berry that had materialized out of nowhere. Hoopa stumbled around the moving carpet, blindly waving its tiny arms and making muffled, clumsy squeaks from inside the giant green berry. Pikachu couldn't help but let out a soft, giggling spark from his cheeks at the silly sight. Grabbing Hoopa by its floating waist, Pikachu gave a gentle, determined tug until the giant berry let go with a loud, satisfying pop, sending a harmless shower of glittering pink sparkles all over the carpet. Hoopa rubbed its sore nose, laughing sheepishly at its own clumsy flaw as they both settled down on the warm cottony wool. Yet, as Pikachu looked down at the brass lamp tucked safely under Hoopa's arm, the opening mystery returned to his mind. Why did such a powerful, fun-loving genie look so empty and lost the moment the laughter stopped? Before Pikachu could solve the puzzle, the dark cloud they had seen earlier caught up to them, trapping the flying carpet in a fierce, blinding obstacle. How would Pikachu use his powers to save them without losing their way in the dark? The fierce desert sandstorm caught them by surprise, howling loudly as it swirled columns of cool sand high into the midnight sky. The heavy dust blocked out the peaceful light of the silver moon, plunging Pikachu and Hoopa into absolute, pitch-black darkness. The magical flying carpet began to rock unsteadily against the whistling wind, and Hoopa clutched the antique brass lamp tightly, trembling with fear as the path back to the oasis vanished completely from sight. Pikachu knew he had to act fast, but he also knew that aggressive, violent attacks like a thunderbolt would only scatter the sand further and make the storm worse. Instead, Pikachu closed his eyes, breathed in the cool air, and focused on using his electrical energy in a completely new, clever way. With a soft, rhythmic crackle, Pikachu released a very mild, gentle thunder shock that behaved like a sparkling golden wand rather than a bolt of lightning. He carefully aimed the soft, twinkling sparks directly through the center of Hoopa's floating cosmic rings. The brilliant electricity perfectly illuminated the magical gold hoops, turning them into glowing, radiant lanterns that cut right through the thickest dust. Inspired by Pikachu's bravery, Hoopa flung the glowing rings forward, aligning them in a straight row to create a perfectly illuminated, calm tunnel through the howling wind. The fluffy carpet zoomed smoothly through the safe, glowing pathway, gliding effortlessly away from the storm and landing gently right beside their crackling campfire. The danger was over, but Pikachu still had one final wish remaining. Was Pikachu finally about to unlock the heartbreaking secret behind the genie's tears? And what would happen to Hoopa when the ultimate truth was revealed? Safely back at the oasis, the campfire burned low, casting a cozy, dancing orange glow over the cool sand. Pikachu looked at Hoopa, who was quietly holding the ancient lamp, preparing to say goodbye and return to its lonely home. Pikachu smiled warmly, stepped forward, and used his very last wish to ask for Hoopa to have a forever friend to share stories and laugh with every single night. Hoopa gasps, its large eyes widening in surprise as a deep, golden warmth filled its heart, completely erasing the old sadness. That was the secret reason Hoopa had been crying behind the lonely dune. All the cosmic magic and grand wishes in the world could never buy a true, loyal friend to say goodnight to. The heavy brass lamp softly stopped glowing, its lonely spell broken forever as Hoopa decided to stay right by Pikachu's side. The little genie let out a long, happy sigh and crawled into a soft, fluffy sleeping bag next to the embers, its floating rings dimming into a gentle, soothing nightlight. Pikachu curled up into a cozy ball, letting out a tiny, sleepy yawn as the desert wind whispered a quiet lullaby through the palm trees. The stars above blinked slowly like distant, sleepy eyes, and the cool night air felt perfectly peaceful. Breathe in the calm, quiet night, and breathe out all your worries. Good night, Hoopa. Good night, Pikachu. If you loved drifting off to sleep with this magical adventure, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for many more cozy, dream-filled bedtime stories. Sweet dreams, little trainers.